Hey everybody, this is Mr. Beckstrom, and I'd like to do a standard deviation by hand as we talked about in class. So first of all, here is the formula. Notice that we take each one of the data values, we subtract the mean, and then we square it, and then we're going to sum all of those square deviations, and then we're going to divide by the total number of data values minus 1, and then we're going to take the square root of that. And it helps if we do this in a table. So I'm going to write down 7 values that we're going to use for our data right now. So we've got 18, 25, 32, 36, 37, 41, and 42. All right. So I've written down all my data values, and I actually went ahead and put them in ascending order. Makes it a little bit easier, especially if I'm doing other things like finding the median or the mid-range or something like that. All right, so next thing I want to do is I want to find our mean, and I'm going to put it right up here. So this is our sample mean, and that's going to equal the sum of all of our data values, which comes out to 231, divided by the number of data values that we have, which we have 7 data values. So we're going to divide by 7, and that's going to give us 33. I actually picked numbers that are going to give us a nice whole number for our mean. It just makes the calculations a little bit easier, and I'll probably make sure to do that on the test as well. All right, so we're going to create a table here. So this is our x values. The next column that I want is our deviations. So this is our data value minus our mean. So I'm going to put a little x minus our mean here. And let's figure these out. So the first one is our x value, which is 18, minus our mean, which is 33. So I'm going to get negative 15. And then 25 minus 33 is negative 8. 32 minus 33 is negative 1. 36 minus 33 is 3, 4. Let me erase that one. 4, 8, and 9. So these are my deviations. I take each one of these x values and I am going to subtract the mean. All right, and the next thing I want to do is I want to square all of those values. So this is called my deviation squared. And square that. So I'm going to take this number. Now remember, whether I'm squaring a negative number or a positive number, it's always going to come out positive, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and a positive times a positive is a positive. So I don't even need to worry about the signs, because they're all going to be positive. So I'm just squaring this second column here. So negative 15 squared is 225. 8 squared is 64. Negative 1 squared is 1. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 8 squared is 64, and 9 squared is 81. So if I look at my formula, I just squared all of my deviations there. And then remember that symbol that looks like an E, kind of, that's our summation symbol. Now that means that we add up all of those square deviations. So I'm just going to write a little total here. And I'm going to add those all up, and I should get 460. So now I have the top part of my fraction under the radical in the formula. So now I'm going to take that total there, the 460. Oops, excuse me. I'm going to take that 460, and I'm going to divide by n minus 1. Remember, n is the number of data values we have. We have 7 data values, so 7 minus 1 is 6. And this is going to be approximately 460 divided by 6 is 76 6.6, and it's going to be repeating. So it's going to look like that. And then the last thing that we do is we're going to take the square root of that. And I showed you how to do that in the calculator, where we could just do the radical symbol and then hit second answer, so it pulls our last answer in there. And then we're going to find the square root of that, and that's going to give us approximately 8.8 when we round it. And that is our standard deviation. So that's our standard deviation. And this number here in the radical, this is our variance. All right. I know I didn't spell that very well. But if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.